Das Energy, page 18. Each person creates themselves. Each of us creates ourselves anew at each moment. Each of us creates ourselves and the world we live in. The world as it seems. The world as it is. Each of us is responsible for every aspect of our creation. Each person's needs are different. Increasing awareness means increasing awareness of this fact. Increasing awareness of this fact means the dissolution and collapse of all existing governments, economic systems, educational systems, conceptual systems. So it goes. Change is a constant. It isn't what you know. Stop showing off. Stop showing off. It isn't what you do. It's what you are that matters. Words contain no awareness. They can only trigger awareness. It does no good to try to impress a person with some thought he can't relate to. But if you can make him realize the obvious, that might change his life. A few people realizing the obvious and communicating with each other can create a chain reaction. There is nothing so potent as an idea whose time has come. By doing nothing more than realizing and accepting the obvious, a person can change the world. The world is constantly changing. It is constantly being changed. The creature that lives on this planet that now begins to be conscious of itself as a creature is not merely the species Homo sapiens. He, she, it is the sum, the continuity of all life. Bacterium and mountain lion, dandelion and virus, octopus and mushroom, maple tree and human. Humanity alone is not God any more than a brain in a jar is a person. Humanity alone is absurd, a meaningless concept. Life is divine. Life is a continuity. All things are related. All beings are interdependent. They cannot exist without each other. They do not exist without each other. Humanity is the only species that poisons its own drinking water. Obviously, then, the next stage for humanity is to become the species that restores and cares for its own drinking water. And everyone else's, of course. We're all in this thing together. A person who competes is a person who does not know who she is. She is suffering from stifled awareness. A person who feels jealous is a person who does not know what he has. He is suffering from stifled awareness. The amazing thing is, it's not that easy to stifle awareness. It requires constant diligence. You have to really work at it to be miserable. Possessiveness is a form of doubt. People cling to what they think they have because they doubt that they're worthy of it. If they knew their own worth, they'd know there is no need to cling. You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. And you always have more than you could want. The wanting just gets in the way of enjoying what you have. Acquisition is a greater pleasure than possession, and since you get what you need, the easiest way to acquire stuff is to give so freely of what you have that you're always in need. Less stuff to carry around that way too. It is always a pleasure to participate in the flow of energy. Participating in the energy flow is the only satisfaction there is in life. High sex is pure energy flow. Guilt is an inhibitor. That's why it is said that you cannot love until you love yourself. Love is affirmation. Love is affirmation. jealousy, possessiveness, or doubt. Jealousy and possessiveness have nothing to do with love. Every act of love should be cause for joy in every person who is aware of it. To be angered by the fact of love is to be afraid of life. Page 31. Shame. Shame is the result of failing to do what one feels is right, or it is a failure to have faith in one's own feelings in the face of social pressure. To be ashamed is to judge oneself. One should never judge oneself. One should never judge. If you are doing what feels right to you, if you are honest and forthright in your feelings, that is the best you can do. If your friends and neighbors do not understand, your responsibility is to continue to do right until they do understand. To do less than this is to back off from awareness. If you are not doing what feels right to you, do not be ashamed. Put all your energy into the effort to do right. I can't. That is what people love to say. I can't. It's never true. Hard work is relaxing. It's as easy as falling off a log. It's a pleasure to make full use of one's body. It's a pleasure to make full use of one's mind. Hard work is often a drag to anticipate. Don't anticipate. Don't do what you don't need to do. And you will never feel lazy. It is a pleasure to be part of the energy flow. A body or mind that is seldom in full motion is a body or mind that can seldom fully rest. Those who fear anarchy and seek law and order should know that all life is in perfect order and nature's law is never broken. It is only our primitive human structures that are in disarray. Those who fear authority and seek personal freedom should know that every living creature is free to follow its will and that the only authority it need ever obey is vested in that will. If your life lacks order, it is because you have not yet accepted nature's order, God's order. If you do not feel free, it is because you have not yet declared your own freedom, for you are waiting for it to be given to you. You will wait forever. Homo sap, that creature who believes his purpose is to control and conquer nature, is just now beginning to remember the obvious, that he is a part of nature himself. He has fought his way to the top of the planetary spinal cord, inflicting damage every step of the way. Now bewildered, he looks around. What am I doing here? Assuming responsibility answers a still, small voice all around him. Let us remember our lives are but moments in the flow of eternity. And let us also remember that eternity is but a flow of lives like ours. It's all up to you. You are completely responsible for your life. You are the creator. It's an awesome burden and a great freedom. It's all up to you. When you take responsibility for one life, you assume responsibility for all life. If you fail to take responsibility for your life, you do not exist. Tough, isn't it? When you finally realize how really tough it is, when you finally accept life, when you finally find there is no way out but self-awareness, and the incredible pain and loneliness and responsibility it brings, then and only then will you begin to be alive and begin to know the joy of freedom. You know what has to be done? Why don't you do it? Stamp out hesitation before it grows into fear.